My name's Nick Piper. Yep, that's me there. Now the following is a true story, something that happened to me a couple of years ago. You see, I was working as a TV presenter, and the kind of money I was earning enabled me to live a middle-class lifestyle. You know, house in the suburbs, designer kitchen, white fluffy dog, four-wheel drive that never went anywhere near dirt. And then one Saturday morning, I get a phone call completely out of the blue from an old friend I hadn't heard from in years. Now, her name was Steph, and I used to go to university with her. She'd just moved to Sydney and bought a new apartment. She wanted me to come over to have some dinner with her if I was free that night. I checked my schedule. Lucky enough, I was, so I made a date, and then rushed into town to buy her a housewarming gift. Now, put simply, I'm crap at shopping. So I got into downtown Sydney, reached into my pocket, saw how much money I had in my wallet, $50. Housewarming gift for $50. What were my options? David Jones? Geez, too busy. Armani? Too expensive. A housewarming gift, hang on, here we go. A florist. Flowers. Yeah, they were cheap. Effective, girls love that stuff, right? What a fantastic idea. Flowers it was. Now the florist seemed like a nice enough guy. I asked him what $50 could get me. He told me that basically I could choose from any of the flowers that he had on show. I could wrap them up in any coloured paper that he had, and I'd also get a free congratulations card. So I thought about it and chose carefully. Alright mate, orange, yellow, purple flowers, wrap it up in that red paper you've got there, and I grabbed the white congratulations card. Now I paused for a second to have a good think of something thoughtful to write, and then I scribbled a message. Now, I was about to walk away with my present when the florist told me that $50 would guarantee me free delivery. Sure, wow, even better. Now it was 2 p.m, I looked at my watch, he could have them delivered in an hour, that's 3 p.m, no problem, great. So I wrote down Steph's address, paid my $50, and feeling quite pleased with myself, I headed home. Man, my week had been busy. I'd had a big working week. It left me pretty zonked, so when I got home I went straight to bed. And I did what I do best, slept all afternoon. Now I woke up later that evening to discover that no one had left any messages on my phone, and to my horror as I sat up, my watch had stopped. Now Steph hadn't called me, which made me wonder whether or not the flowers had been delivered on time, if not at all. Now, as it was almost 8 p.m, I decided to jump in the car and to head straight round to her place to surprise her. Her apartment was in the eastern suburbs, and from the outside it looked pretty swanky. So I was feeling pretty pleased with myself as I got out of the lift, and I figured that my big bouquet of flowers would be the perfect compliment. But as I approached her door, my smile suddenly disappeared as I realised, instead of a big colourful bunch of flowers and a congratulations card, there was a dark green funeral wreath and a black condolences card sitting outside her door. Well, immediately I began to see red. I couldn't believe that idiot florist had stuffed up such a simple order. I'd paid him $50, and I'd been delivered something that would usually sit on someone's coffin or grave. Well, as you can imagine, poor old Steph didn't know what hit her as soon as she answered the door. I barged past, said a quick hi, headed straight for the phone. Now this florist was going to feel the full brunt of my displeasure. I dialed the number, and luckily enough he was still at work. Now I spent the next couple of minutes unleashing every swear word in the English language. Now I told him I wanted my $50 back. I wanted a new bouquet of flowers, and I wanted it done in the next 30 minutes. My small-mindedness and impatience had virtually assured that I'd turned a minor mishap into the world's biggest problem. Now I'd like to tell you that I got my way, but I didn't. Steph was not impressed. The florist basically weathered my storm of words, and then he said, well, he couldn't do anything until Monday. And then he made me even more mad by saying, look at the bright side. He explained to me that today, somewhere in Sydney, there was a cemetery, and in that sad, solemn place of reflection, a funeral had been recently held, and that funeral had left behind the soul of a loved family member, colleague, friend or lover, and the only memory left was, well, a lonely gravestone. And in that cemetery, a young couple are visiting that gravestone, sad, teary-eyed, and mourning the death. And instead of a dark green funeral wreath and a black condolences card, there's a big bunch of flowers, with a white card saying,